loved her and we miss her. And now we don't have nothing to keep from her. We don't know. We don't have nothing.
Anitra Palmer of Dallas still grieves the loss of her mother, Virginia Rankin, who died just over a year ago. But her grief is accompanied by anger that she and her family feel every time they see this: a crude black box of cremated remains with their mother's name. But they say the ashes inside could be anyone's. They claim the mortuary that handled their mother's body, Golden Gate Funeral Home in Dallas, lied and tried to cover up their mother's cremation, which took place without their knowledge.
Just to keep having to relive this is unbelievable. It's just like it happened yesterday.
I am hurt. I have no closure. We have no ashes. We have no gravesite. We have nothing. This is not how it's supposed to go.
The Palmer family is suing the Golden Gate Funeral Home and its owner, John Beckwith Jr. The lawsuit alleges that their mother was not only cremated without their knowledge, but that Golden Gate lied about it for more than a month.
There's no telling how many families have had their loved ones' remains just blatantly mishandled, given the wrong remains, or come to a point where we, like in our case, where we're unlikely to ever be able to tell if it's the right remains or not, and the documentation shows that it's more likely not.
According to the Texas Funeral Service Commission, which licenses and inspects funeral homes in the state, there are 6 active complaints against Golden Gate's 2 Texas locations. One of those complaints was filed by former Golden Gate employee Isaiah Darris and centers on photos he says he took while working as a funeral attendant at the South Dallas location on I-35. One photo depicts what Darris says are decaying corpses stacked in an unrefrigerated rental truck parked behind the funeral home this past summer.
The looks of that U-Haul truck, man, that's really vexing. You know, that could be, that could be, your mother, my father, my grandmother, especially the body that was face down with no clothes on. It's very inappropriate.
Darris shared other photos he says he took of corpses in a cramped room and wherever else bodies could be stored, some embalmed, others left exposed, on stretchers and on cots on the floor.
And now there's bodies outside in the garage. But all, they've been all in the hallway, blocking the doors, blocking the exit doors. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's like a slaughterhouse. And unless you go behind the scenes to actually see it, you would never think that just being from up front, that it looks the way that it does from the back.
There's no room in the freezer. So they're just stored. There's bodies everywhere. They're just stored like that.
Chantel Major worked at Golden Gate with Darris. She says she witnessed the bodies being stacked in the rental truck last summer.
What if an inspector from the state were to walk in there today? What would they likely see?
A horror film. They will see bodies everywhere, stored places they shouldn't. They will smell decomposing bodies, all type of human decomposition matter that no one, even us that work in the morgue, should be subject to.
Major says she was fired recently for speaking out about substandard conditions at the funeral home. Darris claims he left Golden Gate on his own. But Golden Gate owner John Beckwith Jr. says Darris was fired in February but did not say why. Beckwith also declined to talk with us on camera, which is surprising. As it appears, he is anything but camera shy.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is John Beckwith Jr.
Beckwith was one of the stars of his own TV reality show called Best Funeral Ever on the TLC cable channel. Over the course of 2 seasons, Golden Gate gained fame as one of the most flamboyant funeral homes in the nation. As for the allegation that behind the scenes, corpses are being improperly stored and stacked, Beckwith told us by phone, quote, "I've never used a U-Haul for storage. I'm telling you that didn't happen here. That was staged by Isaiah himself or whoever took the picture." As for Darris's other photographs of multiple corpses stored in a back room, Beckwith told us, quote, "Looks like he kind of staged some things and took a sheet off somebody's head. I don't have a problem with that photo. I do have a problem with a person who would expose a deceased person like that."
Over the years, they have been the most consistent funeral home I know of in Texas that's been complained about.
Jim Bates of the Funeral Consumers Alliance of Texas has been in the mortuary business for 30 years. He says his organization has received 4 complaints against Golden Gate since September.
There's an individual right here.
He had not seen the photo of the bodies in the back end of the truck until we showed him.
But mostly, of course, it's just terrible looking because it's not covered up. But it's stiff, and it's turning colors.
And what does that tell you?
It's not embalmed.
And the problem with that is?
Rapid decomposition of a human body.
State law says?
State law says that body's got to be refrigerated in 24 hours or it's got to be embalmed.
We also showed the photos to the Palmer family attorneys who say this could help explain the unauthorized cremation of Virginia Rankin.
You should have maybe given me a warning on this one. This is pretty bad. Wow. What we're seeing here is not carelessness, but gross disregard for the value of life.
The Palmer family feels Golden Gate is taking on more business than it can handle and is inviting disaster and doing a disservice to the community.
People all throughout Dallas County, they trust and believe in Golden Gate.
Yeah.
It's not just this family.
How many families they done did this to?
Right.
But we loved our mama so much that we had to do something.
We had to speak.